Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you planning to take the Praxis Government and Political Science exam? This is an exam for secondary teachers and is Praxis test code 5931. This problem set includes questions from the subtopic of the United States Constitution. Let's review the types of questions you can expect to find on the exam. Question number 1. Which of the following theorists significantly influenced the shape of the United States Constitution? John Locke, Plato, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, or John Calvin? Plato's ideas were more philosophical and abstract, focusing on ideal forms of government, while Rousseau's ideas were more centered around direct democracy and the social contract. So let's cross those out. John Calvin is also incorrect, as his influence was more on religious doctrine rather than political theory. The correct answer is John Locke, whose ideas on natural rights, government by consent, and separation of powers were foundational to the development of the U.S. Constitution. Question number 2. What major document predating the U.S. Constitution served as the nation's first attempt at organized government? The Articles of Confederation, the Magna Carta, the Mayflower Compact, or the Declaration of Independence? The Magna Carta was a foundational English document that influenced later legal principles, but it was not an American document. So let's eliminate that. The Mayflower Compact was an early self-governing agreement amongst settlers, but it was limited in scope, so we can also cross that out. The Declaration of Independence is also incorrect, as it declared independence from Britain, but did not establish a government. The correct answer here is the Articles of Confederation, which served as the first constitution for the United States, outlining the initial government structure. Question number 3. Which of the following power is implied by the necessary and proper clause in the U.S. Constitution? The power to coin money, the power to declare war, the power to create a national bank, or the power to establish post offices. The power to coin money is an enumerated power specifically listed in the Constitution. So we can cross that out. The power to declare war is also an enumerated power granted to Congress. So let's cross that out as well. The power to establish post offices is explicitly mentioned in the Constitution as well. The correct answer is the power to create a national bank, which is an example of an implied power derived from the necessary and proper clause, allowing Congress to execute its enumerated powers effectively. Question number 4. The Anti-Federalists were most concerned with which of the following? The potential for states to have too much power, the potential for the federal government to have too much power, the potential for the federal government to abolish slavery, or the potential for individual states to secede from the Union. The Anti-Federalists were more focused on the balance of power between the federal government and the states, rather than state power being too strong. So we can cross that out. They also were not primarily concerned with the issue of slavery in this context. The potential for individual states to secede from the Union was not a primary concern for Anti-Federalists at the time. The correct answer is the potential for the federal government to have too much power, as the Anti-Federalists feared a strong central government could become tyrannical and infringe on individual and states' rights. I trust I was able to clarify the types of questions you will find about the content area of the United States Constitution for the Praxis 5931 exam. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel well equipped and well prepared for exam day. Wishing you all the best in the lead up to test day. Bye for now.